if you look at the standings in the Eastern Conference, the 3rd seed to the 7th seed are separated by a total of 2.5 games. And
That's
entering
correct.
yesterday, I believe there were 4 teams that were tied in the loss column, including the Sixers with the Wizards.
And the
Right.
Wiz next opponent are the Bucks, a team that's trailing them by 1.5 games right now in the standings. So
It's really tight.
Very, very tight.
Because the Bucks and the Sixers, before last night, both had 25 losses, along with
Right.
the Wiz and Pacers. And the Bucks and Sixers obviously lost, so they have 26. You're right. It's really tight between 4 and 7.
And
Real
normally
tight.
you would say, so they beat Cleveland, which was big. And Cleveland, everybody had been really hyping them up because of just 2 games with the new guys,
Mm-hmm.
and they had won those 2 games. Now they've lost 2 of 3 since then. Lost
And
to the
by the
Wizards
way,
and then lost to
looked
San
bad
Antonio.
doing it yesterday.
So people were probably, including myself, jumping the gun on, wow, Cleveland's going back to the NBA Finals now that they got rid of Isaiah Thomas, got rid of Dwayne Wade, got rid of some of the bad chemistry guys and brought in Rodney Hood and George Hill
right,
and
Clarkson.
Jordan Clarkson. Because then you realize it's Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson, and George Hill and Larry Nance Jr. They're not world beaters. But with the Wizards, you would normally say, all right, they lost a back-to-back against Charlotte. But Charlotte was playing back-to-back too.
Right. And Charlotte had to travel. It was
But like
here.
you
It's in our
said,
building.
Charlotte's not horrible. I mean, they've got
Right.
talent. So are you surprised that they lost the game at home? Maybe a little bit.
It's just a hard
but it's
thing
the
to figure
NBA.
out.
I mean,
You're right,
stuff
it's
like
the
that
NBA.
happen all the time.
And I will say on Friday night, that arena was dead.
I didn't notice the
Now,
crowd.
last night I actually thought the crowd was pretty raucous, but a lot of people said it was because there were so many
Yeah,
Sixers
when the
fans.
Sixers started mounting a charge late, you could definitely tell some Sixers fans were making noise in the arena.
Right, they cut a 23-point lead to 8.
Look, we've seen it for years. The home crowd rarely gets enthused, and then when a team, a high-profile team, comes in to Capital One, like is going to happen in a few days when Golden State is here, the arena goes nuts for the opposing team. That's just what it is.
I
Here
don't
in
put a
DC.
lot of stock into that loss on Friday.
No.
Almost zero, because it's not like Michigan State losing to Rutgers.
Right.
I mean, when the Wizards lose to Charlotte, I mean, those are fairly equal teams. I mean, maybe not equal in the standings, but there's a lot of equal
And
talent.
Charlotte's been creeping up. If you actually look at standings,
They
they're
won
trying
4
to
straight.
make a playoff push.
Yeah, they're probably
they
not going
won-
to make it, but they've won 4 straight.
But look, the Wizards have won 2 of 3 since the All-Star break, with wins over the Cavs and 76ers, so quality wins. And if they continue to win 2 out of every 3, they get to that 50-win mark, EB. They're just a tough team. I don't bet, but I would have a tough time betting on the Wizards because
Oh yeah,
they will have duds like they
you
did
don't
against
know.
Charlotte.
You don't know
Well,
what team's going to
last
show
night,
up.
Sixers had won 7 straight coming into last night, and last night the Wizards were a 2-point favorite. And I looked at that number, I said, that's just easy. To me, that was easy. Coming off the loss on Friday, so
Yeah.
I put a little bit of coin on the Wizards last night. Of course, they
Nice.
win by 15.
Good score for you.
But there are also games where you look at and go, I'm not sure they're going to cover 6 or
Right.
8, against a team below them in the
Well,
standings.
the winning formula continues for them without John Wall. They're now 9-3 without John Wall.
Yep.
And they had 35 assists yesterday.
And Kelly Oubre 19 off the bench.
Oubre with the 19 off the bench. Satoransky had another 10 assists. Beal had 8 assists. He's averaging about 7 assists per game since John Wall went down.
Eyebrow had 19 off the bench.
Yeah, eyebrow. Mark a double-double. Look at that.
Look at
10.
All right, let's go to the phone. Man, you can call us on the Hadid Carp Clean Whistler lines. Your thoughts is now 35-25. 2 out of the last 3 games they've won against Cleveland and the 76ers, so they're beating some of the top teams in the East.
All right, let's go to Keith in D.C. Hey, Keith, what's up, man? You're on with the Junkies.
What's going on, Junk?
Hey, Keith.
Keith?
I was just wondering, with this newfound success and chemistry that the Wizards have found, I mean, does that compromise, Wall's position, next season, or, is things going to change when he comes back, for the good or for the bad? Just seeing what y'all think.
I don't think so. I mean, he's an alpha male. He's the biggest star on that team. I don't think the way he's paid, I don't think they can
Right.
move
It's
him.
the reason they gave him the Supermax deal.
Yeah, I just think that guys just have to adjust a little bit. That's all, including John. John might have to adjust his style a little bit. But, who knows? I don't think anybody thought there was a problem with John Wall before this year. And let's be honest, he's been playing hurt
I think
this
it's a
year.
good thing, too, because you have more confidence in your depth guys like Sato and Eyebrow once the playoffs roll around.
You have to.
Those guys have been tested. They've gotten more minutes leading up to the playoffs.
For people that don't know, you're calling Kelly Oubre eyebrow because Shaq called him something like
everybody
that.
butchers
He called
his
him
name.
E-brow.
Right.
He called him E-brow.
But as good as Wall is, like I mean, we all know, is he good enough to adjust his game to compromise the team? Because we see that the team is doing awfully well.
I think he's going to have
Is he
to.
good enough?
That's the biggest question
And
right
part
there.
of that's going to be on the coaching. I'll tell you where I think Wall's going to make the biggest difference is in those close games, closing.
Mhm.
Because even though they've been winning these games lately, they've won 9 of 12 without. They still have problems end of games closing it out. Beal's not the best. Put the ball in his hands, get a bucket at the end of the game.
And actually, John can thrive at that. He can have a bad shooting night, but hit a big shot with the game on the
Or he
line.
creates.
He's proven that.
Or he creates. Whereas, Beal had a couple shots, I think, against the Celtics. Didn't work out. He's had several chances this year. It hasn't worked out. He's having an unbelievable year. Had another great game yesterday, but he's not the best finisher yet at the end of games.